So hey there YouTube, it has been a little bit since I've been able to do a video, and been quite a while since I've really shown any as far as pickups, things that I've been getting here in the last couple of weeks. Just had a lot going on in the life, but got some good news the other day. Looks like things have kind of squared away now, so hopefully I can get back on more of a regular schedule as far as making stuff, videos, and also watching a little more than I have recently. So first off, I've got to thank Mr. Cool Toads for this package right here. It was really kind. I was watching a box break of Prism that he was doing, and saw a couple of cards, one in the thumbnail, this one right here of Amir Abdullah relic, and also in the same break I saw this Levante David base card, both former Huskers, and I told him, you know, I'd really like to buy both of those cards from him, and I should have known better because of course he just sent them away to me, and I see then they show up and it's like, well, that's just the rock star type of guy that Cool Toads is. Anybody that's spent much time watching him and interacting with him knows that that's just the kind of thing that you can expect from him, and I should have known better and that's what would happen. Another item here. This is a autograph that was acquired TTM, not by me, but from a member of a Facebook group that I belong to. I was reaching out to some people on Facebook, seeing if anybody had an address for this and a couple other players who are former Nebraska Cornhuskers, and he told me that he actually had an autograph of Steve here, and he had had an extra that he'd be willing to send me, and certainly appreciate it. I don't think that he has a YouTube channel, otherwise I would promote it, but certainly appreciate it nonetheless. So thank you again. And speaking of TTMs, I got my first return back in Caleb Craig's contest, the junk wax contest. You know, I really kind of thought from my pack that I would have a chance to do really well in that, but it has not seemed to work out that well. Apparently my request letters have not been well enough received, because this is the very first return I've gotten back from Mr. Jose Hernandez, and I don't know if this counts as a rookie card of his or maybe a second year card. Looks like it was from his second year, because has his first season stats and then the career stats being the same. So, and obviously his rookie season was not much to speak of, but as I recall, Jose Hernandez did have a pretty decent career for himself as a journeyman, and so that one, appreciate getting that one back. And this one here, this here is a TTM that I did receive myself of a former Cornhusker, Mr. Dwight Siebler. Played for the Minnesota Twins in 66, 67, and maybe 68 as well. Did not have a very long major league career, but still one of not a lot of guys, especially during this era, that went from the Nebraska Cornhuskers on to Major League Baseball, and work on a project just trying to see how many of them I can get autographs for. Obviously can't get all of them TTM, but ones I can get that way, certainly going to give it a shot. And then this is another TTM that I received. This one had been out since late December. This is one of the first ones I sent out, and it just came back here recently, so happy to get this one back. Really awesome looking photo on this card. And he also sent me a couple extras that I didn't bring with me here to show, but sincerely appreciate the extras that he sent me as well. So then this is part of the Nebraska PC as well, and not a Nebraska Cornhusker, but he is a native Nebraskan that went to go play for Stanford instead, and he was just drafted here by the Buffalo Bills in the 3rd round, Harrison Phillips. And so got that one. I'm looking for the one Nebraska Cornhusker that was drafted this season, Tanner Lee. I've seen a couple of autographs of his show up from this Contenders set, show up on eBay, but they've been like the cracked ice, and they've been going for like $40, $50. And it just seems really high for a 6th round pick, and so I haven't been willing to pay quite that much for it. So if anybody gets maybe a base one and they want to let it go, just certainly reach out to me. I'll try and give you a fair price for it. And I got a couple more raw pickups here that I'm going to show you. This one here, this is a 1963 JELL-O card. This came from the packaging of box of JELL-O, 1963. The same, almost identical cards can also be found on Post cereal boxes as well from 1963. They're really hard to kind of differentiate between them. I had to do a little research to try and figure out whether this one was a Post or a JELL-O, but I was able to determine the dimensions are a little bit different, and you can kind of tell from these red lines here, on the Post one, since it's bigger, these red line that goes through the year stat and the lifetime stat stretches out on both sides a little bit further, and then on the JELL-O that's really close like that. So that was the way I could tell on. And this one's in rough shape, but the JELL-O ones are pretty tough to find. They're not nearly as common as the Post cereal box ones. So it's, even though it's rough and hand cut like this, would probably just get an authentic grade if I send it into PSA. It's still something that'll fill that spot in the registry for me, and that's the most important part to me. So what I was wanting the most. And this one right here, probably the best of all my recent pickups here, in 1953 Topps Roy Campanella, 3-time National League MVP, and one of those seasons was 1953, so probably one of his best seasons of his career. Definitely pretty happy with this one. It's off center, as you can tell, left to right, but it's still a really nice looking card. Got a bit of a crease up here, but still, eventually I'll get that sent to PSA, and it'll get a 2 or a 3 probably. So, and I'll be satisfied and happy with that. So, all right, and then got some stack here of graded cards. Try and run through them here. For my 1961 Fleer set, this here is a Bob Feller. It's only a very good 4, very good, excellent 4, but he's one in the set that tends to go for a little bit more, and I was just happy to pick one up that was graded when I found it, and not have to mess with trying to find a raw copy and send it in. Sometimes I'd just rather take the lower grade sometimes than go through the hassles of trying to get it graded myself sometimes. So, and then here, this is a Hall of Fame rookie card of Bert Blyleven, 1971 Topps. And obviously, once again, lower grade, very good 3. But, you know, I just, with the premium that gets charged on rookie cards, especially Hall of Fame rookie cards, a lot of times I'm just not willing to pay that premium a lot. So I just end up getting the cards in a lower grade, because you get into the higher grades, they just go for so much more. And to me, it's just not worth it for a card that it's not any more rare than any of his other cards. But, you know, because it's that rookie card, they want to charge, you know, 4 and 5 times as much for it. So, and this here, 1978, Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins. This one here, near mint 8. Solid grade there. And here we go, 1982 Topps, Jim Palmer, mint 9. And 1982 Topps, Don Sutton, another mint 9. And then here, Tony Perez. This one here is a gem mint 10. Very nice one there. And here for 1983, got a 83 Topps Johnny Bench and an 83 Topps Gary Carter. Shout out to Steve, Carter's kids. Hope the baby's doing well. And then here in some 85 Donruss, gem mint 10 of Tony Gwynn. And a 1986 Donruss of Ryan Sandberg, also a gem mint 10. And then one last one here. I did not have a Trevor Hoffman PSA card. You know, unfortunately, just a guy that I hadn't been buying cards of him in anticipation of him going into the Hall of Fame at all. So once again, you know, started looking to see if I could pick up a PSA card to put in the registry now that he's a Hall of Famer. And of course, you know, his rookie card in '92 goes for quite a bit of money, even in a 9. But I found his '93, the second year card, here in a mint 9, and I got it for like $4 or $5. So I was like, can't beat that, and certainly beats paying, you know, 15 to 20 if I'd picked up his rookie card. So there it is, all of the pickups here. Like I said, it was a lot to show you, so thanks for sticking with me for 14 minutes almost now. And hopefully, oh, one thing, I've been meaning to do some contest entries for some people, and I did not get them done. I don't know that I will. It's just been really busy, but I do want to give some shout outs to some of those people. Number one, Jack Frost. Check out Jack Frost. Everybody knows Jack Frost, but Jack Frost is one of the best in the community, and I want to take just a second to recognize him and shout him out. Another one, Tom DiPaolo, had a contest wanting us to show or tell about our favorite 1975 Topps card. I'm going to pick the 1975 Topps Bob Gibson card as my favorite, I guess, just for no other particular reason than he's an Omaha guy. So go with that. So check out Tom DiPaolo. And also Hooked on Baseball cards, or I'm sorry, no, Psyched on Baseball cards, my bad. Psyched on Baseball cards. I was having a contest, talking thrill of victory, agony of defeat, and yeah, I got lots of agony of defeat that I can go into, but it's already been a long enough video. But I just wanted to shout out him and the others. It's like, definitely check those guys out, and then I will see you all again in another video. Take care.